Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT.
What's up, Chit Chat with QT? Chit Chat with QT. Chit Chat with QT.
Chit Chat with QT was killing.
Chit Chat with QT for all of this tea.
All right, cuties. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. Please make sure to hit that like button. We're going to go ahead and get into this. Not the mentor. All right, so we know earlier today, Miss Van came out and she's putting Nel Fletcher on blast. But I want to tell you guys this right from the start. This was a plot between Nel and Chris Fletcher to keep the heat off of them. And I'm going to go ahead and refresh everybody's memory. Let me go ahead and read Miss Van's post again. Miss Van said, "You sat at that tennis match and you lied to me." Now, I'm wondering, what did Nel Fletcher say to Miss Van? What did she say? Did she tell Miss Van that she would always have Mel's back? What was the lie? I really want to know. But this is how I know that Miss Van was really hurt by what Nel Fletcher has been saying. And she put, "Your mom? Really? Shame on you. Shame on you. I hope it was worth it. I'm addressing this lie. I'm addressing this publicly because you tried it publicly." Shout out to Miss Van. Look, let me just say this to you guys. We know that Mel has left the show. We know that. She quit. And if you are like me, you know that that was not an easy decision. And I know that she went to her mom for wisdom and advice as far as how she should proceed. But I can guarantee you this, there was some sad days in that as well. This show was Mel's creation, and yet again, somebody else that is on this show because of her has turned their back on her. Now, I mentioned the plot, right? I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know what I'm talking about. This is when it comes to Nel Fletcher. Let me go ahead and bring up these pictures in my email, and we are going to discuss. We're going to also take this back down memory lane as well. But you guys remember this? You guys remember that? Now, wait a minute. Not the mentor that left her mom's side while she was sick and passing away would know better than to ever be caught with the woman that you left your mom's for, her husband's side chick. I think the mentor would know better than that, don't you guys? And in this picture, child, you can see, and we saw it months ago, that look how chummy they are. Shaking hands and all of the above. Here's another picture. So the mentor wasn't that far away from Martell, and again, the lady that caused the breakdown of Mel and Martell's marriage. Nel Fletcher looks real comfortable right there, if you ask me. And then we will take another one. Take a look at another one. Excuse me. Sitting side by side, stood up at the point, and again, Nel Fletcher, you know that this chick is the reason why you, in quotation marks, was mentoring, I'll just say Martell. We ain't even got to put that in quotation marks for Mel. Surely you couldn't have been a mentor to Mel. So, in my opinion, Nel Fletcher wanted to make Melody Cherie look worse than she did while hanging out with Ariane Curry. And what better way is to say I left my dying mama to be with you? What better way? Let's get into a little bit more of the shadiness when it comes to Nel Fletcher. We know that on that girls' trip, Nel Fletcher had a fit about something that was so very petty. You guys remember what that was? That was the name tag that wasn't on the bed. Not only did Nel Fletcher have a fit about it, guys, but it hurt her so bad that she had to sit down with Melody Cherie and talk to her about it. Do you guys remember that on the show? Let me push this in and twist it. You guys know what you put in the back. I can't even say it, but it's a utensil. Let me hurt her a little bit more. Okay? They had that conversation. And then she had the conversation with Mel about leaving her dying mother to be there with her. And we heard Mel tell her, look, if anybody, you guys were mentoring Martell, not me. That sounds like it was the case to me because, again, Martell is the one that was cheating. Is that not correct? I'm sorry, but is it me? Martell was the one that was cheating. But now, Fletcher, let me ask you this. Martell called you a hoe, sad chick. Did you get upset at Martell? The way that you are with Mel? Did you tell Martell, I left my dying mama to be with you? No, you didn't. You didn't. Now, the shadiness started season before last. You guys remember the Houston trip. And Nel Fletcher, what did she do, baby? She made sure to ask Mel, Mel, was you cheating on him as well? Wait a minute again. Not the mentor. All of this was a plot and a plan to get the smoke off of what they did, Nel Fletcher and Chris. Now, I'm going to go ahead when it comes to Fletcher. Let me get this up on my screen. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Because at the reunion that we'll see this coming Saturday, Chris Fletcher doubled down on what his wife said and said she could have been with her mama. Well, Chris, for me, you did that to get the smoke off of you for hooking Martell up with Trish. You guys remember the scene? Let's take a look.
I don't need the popcorn for all this tea I've been getting. Yeah, I've been getting tea. I had a little lunch with Kimmy recently. Okay. And apparently there was an open house, and at this open house, it was stated that you connected Martell and Trish in 2020.
Okay. That's a lot.
The mentor sitting in line, child. Let's continue.
I've never tried to hook up Martell with anyone. And what they were referencing, and we got straight that day, was I was in the gym working out. Martell called me while I was in the gym. Mm-hmm. And he questioned me, was any females in there? I said, there's always females in the gym. I said, hell, one just walked past me. What she looked like? I told him what she looked like.
Look, that's enough. That's enough. The mentor Chris Fletcher told Mr. Martell Holt what she looked like. Now, wait a minute now, Chris. This was when Mel had just left her marital home. You already trying to set dude up with other women? You already trying to give him a full description of how the person looked? Wow. Really? I'll say the same thing when it comes to Chris Fletcher. Martell Holt called your wife a sad chick to your face. What you do, Chris? What you do? Not much, because in my opinion, y'all know how y'all get down as far as the men together. So I'm just really confused, and I've been confused as to why they got so much smoke for Melody Cherie. And look, we know why. We know why. They fell right in line with everybody else. The mentors did. Fell in line with Tisha and Marceau and Destiny and Kimmy and Maurice and Stormy and everybody. Laughed while they were talking about the revenge piece. Oh, wait a minute, Nel Fletcher. Let me not forget that when it comes to the revenge piece, you said you don't want to see no black man in jail. You said it was a text message like everybody else. But you want to blame Mel. How low down, how scandalous. And I keep telling you guys, we can probably come up with over 1,000 things done to Melody Cherie when it comes to everybody on this cast. But what's most shocking to me is the down with Nel. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. How much more did they want from her? That's what I want to know. And as a mentor, you can leave that shit to where it was. No, you're going to go ahead and bring it to the reunion as well. Just like Kimmy. It was a plot, guys. A plot. Let's take a look.
I wanted you here. Yeah. Because this was very sentimental to me. And the last time I talked to you, I left unhappy.
Oh my God.
Okay. I really left unhappy. Really? Okay.
I'm going to pause real quick. Nel Fletcher, do you think Mel was unhappy when she saw them pictures of you with coleslaw? I'm just wondering. Let's continue.
I shut down. I did. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to call you, and every time I got ready to pick the phone up, I couldn't do it. I just shut down. This is a big day for me. Mm-hmm. With my own mother passing and won't be able to share this moment with me. And then my friend, because you know, I tell everybody, no, we're associates, we ain't friends. Mm-hmm. With my friend feeling some type of way about me making a statement that I made. Mm-hmm. And me owning up to it, and you rattling off about what you talking about me not being your mentor, and I was your.
Now I'm just wondering if a mentor, do they typically call the ex-wife's ex-husband fine? Because that's what Nel Fletcher did. You know, Martell fine now. I mean, how far does this mentor relationship supposed to go? You know what I mean? Because a true mentor would know, yeah, I probably shouldn't say that. But Nel Fletcher, you've gotten away with so much. Let's take another look.
Mentor. Okay, so let's talk about that. It's like you play our relationship down, like you discredit me. You discredit the time that we spent together. I stayed at your home, Martell's home, almost till the sun come up. 7 nights, and I don't want to keep making it about my mom, but that's how I took it. Like, you know, my mom was sick. Like, I asked my sister to stay here. I got to go check on my friend. I felt your pain. I felt what you've been through. I had been through that.
I'm pausing again because as I mentioned earlier, Martell didn't get this type of sit down. The man that called you a side chick didn't get this type of energy, this pain, this heavy voice, none of that. Wow.
And I'm like, she needs me. She needs me, and this is where I wanted to be. And I was.
Oh, wait a minute now. She just said that's where she wanted to be. You made that decision, Nel Fletcher. You made that decision, and it is downright disgusting that you have made this a part of your storyline on a show that Melody Cherie introduced you to. Miss Van got every right to feel the way that she feels because, you know, you guys aren't too far away in age. You know what I mean? And yeah, shame on you. Shame on you. So it is disgusting. I'm glad that Miss Van came out and spoke on behalf of her feelings about this. And as I mentioned to you guys earlier, don't think for 1 second that this was an easy decision for Mel to walk away from her shit. Don't think that this lady is not at home feeling certain things when it comes to all of these people. And her mama know that. Her mama know that. So I'm glad that she came out and spoke. Another thing that will have to be dealt with is this whole threesome plot. But when it comes to the pain of Melody Cherie, like I had in this thumbnail a couple days ago, Mel wept, they all laughed. And Nel Fletcher, we've been seeing you having a whole lot of kikis. We've seen you have a whole lot of kikis from hanging with this girl's, I'll say it, enemies. Yeah. And you can't tell me that you guys didn't have any discussions after that reunion. You can't tell me that you haven't had discussions about Mel with Destiny. Oh, speaking of Destiny, Destiny even tried to mention Nel's mom in her video yesterday over there with Dion. And she said that it is true because Nel Fletcher was supposed to be at my wedding and she didn't come. You know, let's continue to do this to Mel. Oh, y'all ain't shit. I'm sorry. That's just it. That is all. This is crazy. But we'll revisit revisit this on another day and another time. I will say again, kudos to Melody Cherie's mama, Miss Van. You know, and we know that it takes a lot. We know that it takes a lot for you and Mel to come out and say anything because you guys take a lot when it comes to a whole lot of bullshit. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it. And look, another one bites the dust, baby. Another one bites the dust. I would rather know how you really feel about me and how far you are willing to stoop so I can adjust accordingly. And we know that that is what Miss Van has done. But Chris and Nel, can we see some of that energy with Martell? I can guarantee you we're not going to see it at the reunion. We haven't seen it thus far. Not at all. So, yeah, it's a plot. It's a plot from another couple on Mel's show, Love and Marriage Huntsville. You cannot make this shit up. But you guys, thank you for joining me. Drop down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe. Chat with you guys soon. Bye.
Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT. Cutie. Chit chat with Cutie. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with Cutie.